So today we're going to be doing a lamb potjie. I'm going to be using some lamb shank and some lamb shoulder. I'm going to be doing it in a number 2 pot, only because there's 6 of us eating, so it should be ample. So I'll just show you the lamb quick. So that's the lamb in the mixing bowl, which I'm going to add a little bit of flour, maybe a spoon of flour, and then salt and pepper. And that's what I'm going to do to the lamb. Sadly the weather's pretty crap outside, so we are going to be doing this on the hob and in the Cobb barbecue, in the Cobb braai. So what I'm going to do now is heat the oil, heat some extra virgin olive oil up in the potjie and fry off the lamb shanks and the lamb shoulder. So I'll get started on that now. Okay, so sadly I don't have John Moret to help me film this. So John, I didn't invite you, but I feel like you're letting me down anyway. Sorry about that. And also Craig, really, it's about time. You got a Potjiekos pot, mate. It really is. So you're also going to have to fix that. And Simon, I'm afraid for this recipe, there's no microwave involved. Mr. Ping. Anyway, no one will understand that, but just let's leave it at that. Okay, so the oil now is pretty warm. It's starting to smoke a bit, so I am now going to start browning these bits of lamb off. Only have to do maybe 2 at a time. Yeah, maybe we can do 3. So I'm just going to carry on browning this. You really want the lamb to brown off nicely, because that's going to give you your nice gravy colour and the rich flavours that come off the meat when it's caramelised is going to come from this browning process. So make sure you brown it off well. Okay, so that's the lamb that's been fried off. It's nice and brown, and then I've got a few bits and pieces here. That's dry cured smoked bacon, all finely chopped up, onion finely chopped, carrots finely chopped, and celery finely chopped. So I'm going to put the bacon in first into the potjie, and then the onion, and then the carrots and celery. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. This is on sort of like a medium heat. You don't want to burn any of this. You want it to caramelize, but you don't want it to burn. I didn't take any of the original fat out. I left it in there. Okay, so now the onions can go in. Okay, so the onions are actually now going translucent. They've sweated off a bit. I think it's time to add the carrots and the celery. Okay, so now I'm going to add some garlic to it. It's basically a bulb that I've roughly chopped up. It's not very important that you cut it up too fine, but I do think it's important that you don't add garlic to a seriously hot pot, especially if there's nothing else in it, or even just onions, because what will happen, there's lots of sugars in garlic and they just land up burning, and they give a very bitter taste, and you lose everything that's nice about garlic. So always add it to a pot that's got something in it, or not a very hot pot. good. And I'm going to add shiitake mushrooms to this now. Now, I've never tried shiitake mushrooms. It doesn't matter that you don't add shiitake. I quite like using chestnut mushrooms because they stay whole. They don't completely dissolve and break up in a potjie. But this is just a change. I just fancy this, so I'm sticking those in whole. That's what it looks like. Okay, so as Rosemary's lamb's best mate, I'm going to add just a sprig here. Over a long period of time it can be very overpowering, so I'm only adding one. I'm also adding 2 stock cubes, OXO stock cubes that I've just powdered up. That goes in. I'm going to use port for this, maybe a glass, something like that. And then a lot of people at this stage would also use Worcester sauce and soy sauce. Sadly, I forgot to get some Worcester sauce, so I've only got soy sauce. But I'm not going to use soy sauce. I'm going to use teriyaki, which is just a jumped-up version of soy sauce. So you can, it's a soy sauce base, and then it's got some other bits and pieces in. But it's amazing for this kind of food. So I know it's not traditional, but there you go. So a good glug of that, maybe a little bit more. And that is essentially all the liquid I'm going to add to this. But I am also going to add a twist of pepper, a little twist of salt. It's probably quite salty already because of the bacon, but that's alright. And then I do want to add some Italian seasoning, which is just a pre-mixed Italian seasoning. It's oregano, thyme, rosemary, garlic, all the good stuff in life. I don't know, maybe a spoon or something, I don't know, whatever looks good for you, whatever you fancy. Give that a whirl. Right, and that is literally, I think, going to be the gravy. I may add some tomatoes or something to it, like later, I don't know, see how I feel. Give it a taste. That's going to be quite rich. Okay, so that meat in there, I think I'm going to just let it go for about an hour. It's cooking far too quickly now, but I'm going to rectify that. So I'm just going to put the lid on now and turn it down, and we'll come back to it. Thank you. So I've just given the potjie a bit of a stir, and then I'm going to be putting it on the Cobb braai. But just thought I'd mention quickly, Adam, it was the Japanese that modified the soy sauce, not me, to make it teriyaki. Anyway, so that's the Cobb barbecue there, and I'm going to use the fry pan for this, which I'll just put on there. As you can see, it's just a few heat beads in there, and there's 6 heat beads in there. So I'm going to put the fry pan on that. I'm going to put a foil, just a bit of foil on there, just so that it doesn't scratch the fry pan. And then potjie can go on that. Expansion ring on there. Cobb lid. Okay, so it's been about an hour. We're just going to take a quick look at the Potjie. That lid's going to be hot. I do have a Potjie lid lifter somewhere, but okay. Right, so you can see it's actually going a little bit too quickly, but that's okay because it's only the meat in at this stage. So I'm just going to give this a little stir. Okay, so now I'm going to just add something a little bit sweet to the Potjie, because I think lamb it really works well with some sweet flavors. You don't want it like super sweet, but what I've done is taken a tablespoon of apricot jam and added a little bit of boiling water to it, and you'll see that it just made like a little syrupy mix. I'm just going to put it over the top of that, and that's all the liquid it's going to get. I'm going to stir this now for the last time, and then it's just going to have a then I'm going to start putting the layers of vegetables on. So I'm going to start with the carrots and go from there. The trick is you don't really want these, you certainly don't want the potatoes swimming in the gravy. You want the potatoes to almost steam on top, but we'll get to that just now. So I'm just going to start with a few carrots here. They haven't got too much seasoning, they haven't got any seasoning on, but that's because they're so close to the gravy they'll pick up some of the salt and everything from the gravy. So I'm just going to put the lid on for that for now, just because I haven't chopped the potatoes yet, so that can go on and then I'll come back and do the potatoes. Okay, so as the potatoes are going to sit on top of everything and not really cooking the juices of everything else, I don't want boiled potatoes. You've got to give them some decent seasoning. So I'm going to turn some pepper in that. I'm going to turn some salt, and then this is an extra virgin olive oil that I've made up. It's got Italian seasoning in it, and roasted garlic and extra rosemary and all the good stuff in life. I just always have this in the kitchen. It's so easy to make, and it's just great for something like this. So you just go a little bit liberally with that, and then just give those a whirl. Wonderful. And then those. Hopefully we don't lose too many. Go on there. And we can just pack that down. Okay, so those are all sitting on top, lovely. Okay, I guess we just need the lid now. That pot's actually going a little bit warm for my liking, so what I may do is take out one of those heat beads, so we'll be cooking on maybe 5 heat beads. Just out of interest, those are the heat beads that are left there, so I'm not actually going to take any out. So I'm going to put this all back together quickly. Okay, so Potjie's going nicely. It's probably going a little bit too quick, so I'm going to leave the Cobb lid off. And I thought perhaps we could stick some sweet potato in there. I don't know if it will have space, but we'll just go with that. See, just flatten them down a little bit. I have just salt, peppered, olive oiled it with some herbs, and just like I did with the potatoes, really. So let's try the lid. Well, it's probably going to need a little bit of persuasion. There we go. Right, so I did actually intend to put some broccoli on top of that, but I don't think we're going to have space. So I'm just going to steam some broccoli on the side. John, happy birthday!
Don't want to be another year older.
Not yet.
Okay, so we're at John's house. It's his birthday. We're having Potjie. Say hello, Matt.
Hi.
Go call your brother. Where's your brother? Okay. Say hello.
Hi.
Say hello. Okay. So this is the Potjie I was cooking earlier. The broccoli's not looking so green, but it is steamed. I stuck that on afterwards because I thought maybe we should have some greens. So we're just going to serve this up now. Okay, so that meat has just now fallen off the bone, so no chance of, well, as you can see there. Fabulous. That's what we like. Right, so now we need... My wife's been rude about me now. So anyway, that's the Potjie. Matt, enjoy. We'll catch you guys later. Hope it's nice.